The furnace is smelting. Saw cutter is saw cutting. The sun is in the sky. It's a beautiful day on the PlayStation 4 edition. Guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode here on our survival Let's Play world. Things are looking pretty good. I actually made some decent off-camera progress since the last video, but if you haven't watched that, no worries. I'm going to catch you right back up here and bring you up to speed on what's new. So, yeah, we pretty much started this world, walked around, found this place to settle. We just finished constructing the house last episode, and here's how the inside looks. So there's been a couple tweaks, I guess. I added a couple more chests just because I had the space, and I really like my organization. So 5 double chests was not going to be enough. You know, I'm including that, or not including that. So I added a couple more. I got signs on all of them now, so everything's nicely organized. We got our wood, stone and natural blocks, building blocks, valuables, other items, our plants, and farming, and then of course our tools and armor up in the front like we always do. So I'm pretty pleased with that. You know, there's a couple extra spots where we could do something. We could do a lectern somewhere maybe, or we could use, actually what I would like to make, and I am going to make one, is I'm going to make a composter because I don't have a way to really get bones right now, so I think composting our extra seeds and things might be the best option. So if I remember correctly, got to do this, and then we got to make slabs. We got to just find them. There's so many slab recipes now. There we go. And then it should be, I bet, somewhere over here. Yeah, there. Oh, wait, no. It should be up here. Oh, we do have campfires. You know, that was actually one of the things I was wondering. And I'll explain why in a little bit. But I don't see composters for some reason. That's not what I was expecting. I wonder, is there another tab where it could be under? So let's see, I'll change it to just show craftable. Maybe we can find it this way a little bit easier. There it is. Okay, for some reason it's in here, but that's fine. Okay, I'm glad we have that option. So, yeah, we could just throw a composter down, I guess right here. That, for some reason, is not shaded correctly, but oh well, that looks really weird. Yeah, they didn't add shading to it. Oh well, it's just one of those things we're just going to have to deal with, given the fact that there's not going to be any more updates. So, oh well. Anyway, let's go ahead and sleep real quick. So, what are we doing on this episode? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice little courtyard for your cozy cabin. And then we're going to be doing some exploring. No, this isn't actually a tutorial, but maybe I can give you some tips if you're struggling to figure out how to build onto your cozy cabin at the start of your world. So this is pretty much the area we got to work with. It's not a very big area, as you can tell. And I want it to fit pretty much within the footprint of the house. So the house at the end of the day will be a rectangle. So I'm going to be keeping this fairly simple. Now I decided to go with oak for this because we don't have any oak on the house right now, and I think that would provide some much needed variety. Given that that's the case, I'm going to go in here and I want to make some sticks, but I want to use, I don't have any here, right? No. I want to use my spruce, so let's do this. I'm going to just craft all that down to sticks, and then we're going to give ourselves just a handful of oak fences, maybe a little bit more than that. And then what we're going to do is pretty much just fill in this area. So we're going to do kind of a wood themed. The roof is going to be, I want to say, oak wood. Now the one thing actually what I was coming back to was why I was interested in the whole campfire thing as I get started here destroying the ground. I've seen in videos people use the campfire as a roof for a canopy or something like this. So what they do is they basically place it, and of course it's going to be lit, but you can unlight it, and then all of a sudden you've got this nice texture. It's kind of like a crisscrossing texture. Yeah, we do want that. So, yeah, so I'm not sure about what I want to do for the ground, though. Maybe this is where we should use our smooth stone slabs, which means which means I need to throw in probably a stack of these. So let me do this real quick, get these going. So what we'll do is we'll pretty much fill this area in with these smooth stone slabs, and then we'll use oak fences. And actually I want to also grab some of my regular smooth stone, which I still have some. Actually, let me check in here to see. I don't have any. So what I want to do is, what kind of walls do we have access to? Let's see in here. So we have the regular andesite, which I don't think I want to use, and then stone brick walls, which I probably will use, and a bunch of other ones that I don't think I want to use. So I'm just going to craft maybe 10 of these. That should be enough. I'm just going to use them as a base to our fence, although that may ruin it if I'm trying to do a connecting fence, because I want this thing to be I want it to be surrounded by fence. I don't want it to be exposed too much. I'll tell you what we can do. So I want to see here, what is the recipe for a campfire? How expensive is that? So each campfire is 3 logs, 3 sticks, and a piece of coal. Probably a little bit expensive, I think, for what I can afford right now. I don't have that much coal, and I'd have to use basically, I think, probably half of it. So I think I'm going to steer clear of the campfire idea. So given that's the case, we're going to go over here, and we're just going to make ourselves, we'll go with a full stack of slabs, oak slabs. And I think what we'll do is we'll just match the bottom here of our roof. So we'll just come out like this on that level and build it to, I think for now, just the extension here. If we decide to go maybe a block out, that will be something we'll have to decide. But just this simple roof, because it's cheap and that's really all I can afford at the moment. I just don't have enough coal. Or logs for that matter. I had to spend some time making sure I had enough oak wood for this project. So it's a pretty high roof for a canopy. I kind of wish it was lower, but yeah, it's got to match with the roof. So it is what it is, but I'm trying to think, could I lower it? Would that look weird if I lowered it? I kind of want to try it. I don't know how I feel about that. I like that it's lower. I think that it feels more appropriate. It shouldn't be the same height as the roof, but it is a bit odd. I'm not entirely sure. See, this is, if you're building one of these for yourself, I mean, this is just one of those things, what do you prefer? Prefer it to blend in, or do you prefer it to look good from when you're inside it? I like it better from in here. That's the thing. I almost think I might try it for now, and then if I don't like it, I'll go back and change it again. Either way, we are going to use these, and maybe once we put these in here, that will help us figure out what we actually want to do with this. Tell you what, these smooth stone blocks, they'll never get old. Always a favorite texture of mine. Okay, so then basically what I want to do is pretty simple stuff. Just use these oak fences to create some supports for our canopy, which I think we'll just go with maybe here, here, and then one more over this way. So let's see, how does this look now? I'm not entirely sold on that. Actually, I'm trying to think, because if I move that up, then those would actually... I may have to build this one block higher, just since that's how it's kind of built. I think that may have to be that way. Let me change it back and see what we think. Yeah, I don't know if I like that either. I mean, it just looks too tall. Now, of course, what I'm going to do is I'll have, fences around it like so as well. But yeah, I don't know if I like that very much. But maybe it's actually... Part of it is I'm having to look at it from kind of weird angles because the land drops off right here. So if I kind of just do a quick... Let's see it from this angle. I mean, it's fine. Although I did have one other idea, which I'm going to try it. Okay, so here was my other idea, was just kind of to actually integrate the two, is to kind of do an angled canopy, which... Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I'm not like in love with this. You know what? I think I am going to keep this though. I think it might be the best balance of the two. I've got this stone here from the roof, but that's okay. I think we can work with that. So I think we'll keep that. where should we use these? Now, I could do some stone brick walls along the bottom. I'm going to just do that as a quick trial real fast. See if we think that might look okay. Yeah, I think I could do that, honestly. I think that one's not too bad, and then we could probably just fit maybe, where do we want to do a fence? Or do we even want, I mean, I think it'd be nice to do a fence out, but I don't know, I'm not really sold on that either, but problem is I think there's too much gray now. I think it needs a little bit more contrast to feel good. So I think I'm going to actually pass on the wall and go back to the fence. Alright, you know, I think that looks pretty good. I think I'll get used to that. I think it was a good choice, though, to go with oak and the lighter stone just for some contrast. I think we can work with this. So now that that's finished, we can just figure out what we want to put in here, which, I mean, we're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm not going to decorate it super crazy. I think probably just some chairs might look nice, and a table, some flower pots, certainly. Could even do a proper planter box, actually. We've got enough room for that. I could make some coarse dirt and do that. Could just do it maybe in front of this window. We could do it in the corners. We got a few different options here. So let's start making some items here. What kind of chairs do we want? So, I mean, I would like to use something different that we have access to, but I may not have much. I could try using some birch wood. That would give some variety, I guess. Chair here and here. Yeah, I think that actually might be a good choice. And then we can also get birch. Actually, no, wait. Maybe we could we'll use the wall, because why not? And then let me get a quick pressure plate. Actually, I don't need to use pressure plates. I have access to wool. Do I want to use that? Where is it? It's kind of a basic looking table, nothing super fancy. Also got to figure out lighting out here, which I think lanterns would be a good choice as well. Just, that seems like it would fit the theme. That looks stupid. Just putting them behind the pillars, no thanks. I'm really struggling here to figure out where to put the lanterns. I tried to put them in front here, but then it kind of blocks the chair, air quotes. I tried to extend it out and put it in front of this last row of blocks, but that didn't really look very good either. I think the only option is to put them kind of in the back. I don't like that idea, but I think, unless I put them, maybe I just put them in front of the door, like, put one here and here. That's actually not awful, but I would replace this with chains. We should have chains in this version. Actually, do we have chains in this version? I should be able to craft them now, because I have enough. So if I don't see it, that means that we don't have it. No, I'm gonna say we don't have access to chains. That's too bad, because obviously they go really well with the lanterns, but so be it. We'll just have to work around it. So given that that's the case, I think we'll use the wall instead. That way it actually blends in. Yeah, I think we'll have to just stick with that for now. So it's kind of like, you know, lights on an entranceway. I think it makes sense, even if the whole thing's not lit up. In fact, we could even, if we want, we could stick one there, and that actually doesn't look too bad. You know what? I think that's a winner. I think it's not in the front, but I think that, you know, it's all symmetrical and it lights it up pretty nicely. So that's a win for me. So the last thing I think I'd do is just a planter box here in the front, and we'll make some coarse dirt. If I can find, I have a handful of gravel. All I need is 3 pieces, so we'll jump over to our, ooh, where would that be under here? I'm gonna use this again. Here it is, coarse dirt. What is that? What is that under? No, what? No, that must have shifted over. What is that under? Oh, I'm super confused. So, oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, I mean, they were pretty wise, I guess, to implement this new menu. I, for some reason, like sorting through all the items. I feel like it's totally a nostalgia thing. It's obviously worse than just having the menu, but I kind of like having to look through everything. It just reminds me of the olden days, where it was like you had to find what you were looking for. totally outdated and antiquated, don't get me wrong, but it's just one of those things. Alright, so we got our spruce trapdoors. This will make it kind of a nice thing. It won't look like any of the dirt can spill out. I found that spruce trapdoors are really the best ones to go with this, and it matches our color palette, so I call that a win. And then let's just throw down a couple flowers, and that will wrap up, I think. Yeah, I think I like that better. Although it's funny, you have the cornflower. The cornflower never got an old quote-unquote texture, so it actually looks kind of out of place. I think for the moment, I think if I did anything else, it probably would be over-detailed. Just make sure there's no creepers lurking anywhere. I think the chairs, they look a little weird, given the chairs are not centered to the window. But you know what I can do? I can put the chairs right next to the fence. I can do this. I can put them here instead of putting them another block back, since it really doesn't matter where they are. They're just decoration anyway. So then we can sit up here like this and enjoy the beautiful view. And I think that works pretty nicely. I think we're going to be good for the minute with that courtyard. So there you go. That's kind of some ideas for just a basic courtyard that can be accomplished pretty early in game. You could use flower pots if you prefer that over the planters. You could use double tall plants. You could use torches if you wanted some lighting variety. But overall, I think that's a cute little addition to the house.